Hello everyone, I'm Miss Ellis, Mr. Morgan, Dr. Richards. We're the team excitedly working behind the scenes to prepare for our international study tour trip to China in April 2025. We're just recording this video for you today so that you can be prepared and get some updates as you hear from everybody here today. So in our little video today, you're going to hear from Dr. Richards, who's going to get you excited about what's happening in China at the moment and some of the cool stuff that we might be able to see while we're over there. Mr. Morgan's going to give you some great travel advice and some expert tips that we can be mindful of as we travel to a foreign country. And I'm going to provide some information around passports, vaccinations, and our next payment steps.
大家好，大家好. How exciting to visit this ancient and modern country. China has a reputation of advantage the paper, compass, and gunpowder. But today I'm going to talk about their most recent inventions. The first one is China has invented the fastest electrical racing car in the world. The car is called the NIO EP9. Also, China has invented smart glasses, giving vision to the blind. This medical technology was the first of this kind to combine both navigation and recognition functions. China also invented 3D printer that printed 4 functioning houses in 3 days. These 3D printed houses are actually 3 times stronger and more resistant than traditionally built houses. In addition, thanks to the efficiency and the environmentally friendly materials, for this kind of printing, the cost can be reduced by up to 70%. So Chinese cutting-edge innovations reached in areas that are sometimes ignored by the Western countries, such as in health, in fashion, and in agriculture. They invented lots of new stuff. And this tour will present a wonderful opportunity for students to experience the most creative and dynamic country. 谢谢.
All right, along with all those wonderful things that Dr. Richards was telling you about, there's also lots of ancient things in China. So we're going to go and see a fair few of those because they're very beautiful and they're really well worth seeing. So we're going to go to the Forbidden City in Beijing, which is just amazing. There's thousands of rooms and we're going to really enjoy a tour in there. We'll go out to the Great Wall, most likely on a bus. It could be very hot out there or it could be very cold. It's in a mountain range and it's one of the only things that can be seen from space that's man-made. So it's very steep and we're going to enjoy some really good views out there. And then lastly, we'll in Beijing anyway, which is only one of the places we're going to see, when we only have time to talk to you about that today, we're going to see the Summer Palace, which is just a really lovely building and lovely grounds, and we'll see some willow trees around the lake, etc. So we always try to wear, bring an extra set of clothes, as in we might have a jumper with us in our bag in case it gets cold, because there is large temperature variations. For instance, when we're on at the wall, and we might be traveling in a bus that's freezing cold. So having a jumper handy is always a good thing, just like having those baby wipes on hand is a good thing. So we're there to have fun, and we're going to have a great time. But we just need to be prepared. We always make sure our bag, we're holding onto our bag, or we've got a nice solid strap over our shoulder. We're not just, leaving things lying around, and we're making sure we're always packing the bags. And if someone tries to give us something, we're just like, no thanks, I don't need that. And we just keep, together as a group. And if you come into any situation where you feel a little bit scared or anything, you just need to make sure that you tell a teacher straight away, and we're there to look after you. All right, so we're looking forward to a great trip, and any questions, make sure you come and talk to us.
So whilst our trip is still 9 months away, there's plenty of things that we can be doing right now to prepare for our trip. The first one is vaccination. So we recommend that you check in with your GP as to which vaccinations you may require. If you're all up to date with your childhood vaccines, that should be pretty good. Plus, we recommend the annual flu shot, which you can get from many different places. So always check in with your GP if you have any questions. Secondly, passports. If you already have a passport, please just make sure that you check that it has 6 months of validity on it from when we return from our trip. So we get back in the middle of April, which means we need to make sure that there's at least until October of 2025 before the expiry date on your passport. If you don't have a passport currently, now's the time to get one sorted, because this process can take a couple of weeks up to a couple of months, and we need those passports to be able to book your flights and organise your visas. So that's a really important step in this preparation. And lastly, we're just waiting on our final few costings to come through to finalise payment. So our next payment due date will be early next term, and we'll communicate that out via email with the cost and the deadline for that. And we're pretty excited that that next step is not too far away now.
谢谢你。